And hello and welcome to today's stream. We've got some more Train Sim World 4 today. Welcome, Connor. I see that you're already up and going with the announcements. You are more than welcome today. My face looks a bit weird, doesn't it? Now, let's get that sorted, and then let's get to exploring the new... That's better, I think. Too much. There we go. Let's get that from there. All right, I think that's better, somewhat. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. That's a lot better. All right then. So yes, today we are looking at the brand new NIDDERTALBAHN timetable, the modern timetable using the modern stock from those which we have available in the game. And now this mod has been released on the Train Sim community website. Let's see where it is exactly. So it's under PC Editor Creations, and it's been created by Perks390. To be honest, it's been released. It was released in January. I guess there's been a recent update. So that's what we've got today. And as per the description, it's a modern day timetable. A modern day timetable based on the 2023 timetable, which uses the 642. There are 532 services available, and we've got 69 of those which we are now able to, well, not now able, but we are able to drive. A couple of notable issues. The line speed on the NIDDERTALBAHN, at the time the timetable was made, so in 2023, the line speed is a lot higher than what we have in game, but of course, due to certain limitations, I would assume mostly with the editor, the line speed isn't able to be modified. So we've still basically got the what year is the old timetable from? 1992. So we've still got the 1992 timetable, the 1992 line speed set. But apparently by the end of the run, it should only be 2 minutes. If you're running it correctly, 2 minutes late, that is. A couple of the stations IRL have been extended since 1992. And so some formations we are going to have are created for those extended platforms. But of course, those extended platforms do not exist in the game. So we'll have some stations where the back of the train will be slightly longer than the platform. So just a little bit of a heads up. It says 628s are used instead of the usual 245 plus dostos for peak services. I assume those are the dostos that we don't have access to. Some issues with uncoupling and coupling, nothing I think that's going to affect us too tough. And the PIS on AI trains will either be blank or show nicht einsteigen, which means, as far as I know, not in service, or it's the equivalent of not in service. Let's bring you down just a little bit. There we go. So yeah, just a couple of notable points before we basically get into it. I think that's about it. There are quite a few requirements. I'm pretty sure we've got all of them, but regardless whether we do or not, more or less everything should still show up. So with the base game, you only get the base timetable, should I say, you only get access to the old school color, the mint and white 628.2 and the 363 dB. So with the new timetable now, we have access to the 642 from TIMETABLE, the 628.2 Deutschbahn variant. Well, they're both Deutschbahn, this one as well, but also the, of course, upgraded color, the Deutschbahn red. The 204, I've only just realized there's a difficulty rate in here. I wonder how long that's been a thing. The BR204, which we got to drive for the first time yesterday over on Mine Special Bar, so it's good to see that it makes another comeback. I don't believe there's too many routes that involve this loco, unfortunately, so it's good to see it in something else other than MSB. And of course, TSG's G6 Shunter, which again, is a Shunter I haven't driven in a very, 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 very long time. It's been, I don't think I drove it at all over the course of TSW3. So I think it's been a good year and a half at least since I've touched that. But a very good unit, a very good loco nonetheless. Of course, being made by TSG, there's always that labor of love and very apparent passion. Now let's get into it, and we'll talk as we get into it. So I just want to see something real quickly. I just want to compare the 628. There are a whole lot of variants for some reason. Okay, so it seems like 642 is the dominant train here. So let's start with a what should we do? I guess we can sort of. I'll be pleasantly surprised if there's an additional journey mode. There's not an additional journey mode. We do have the regular journey mode, which, as you can see, I'm yet to start. But even if I was to jump on this, it would just be the 1992 timetable. So let's just do purely timetable runs in that case. So I guess let's get in this. Let's start with the 642, and maybe we'll do. So we've got 3 hours. So from now until 3 o'clock, we'll run the 642. From 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, we'll run probably the red 628, and then from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. We'll run any one of these. I think I'm going to choose the G6 just because it's been so long since I've driven this. The 363 pops up quite often, and the 204 we're currently using on TIMETABLE, which is something I'm going to be going back to regularly until we finish the journey mode. So let's get into the 642 for now. We've only got access to one variant of the 642 livery, and we've got an hour, haven't we? So I guess we could fit in. Well, we've got 45 minutes actually. So let's see what can fit within that time frame. We've got a few 50 minutes, and I think that's the closest we're going to get to our 45 minutes. So let's do that. Let's get into a 50 minute run. Our RB3415727. Stockheim to Frankfurt, but of course we're only taking it from Stockheim to Bad Vilbel. Our 104 service. I'm interested to see what we've got in terms of just general busyness and AI and the like. Hopefully we don't come across any weird bugs. We shouldn't. I mean, we've gone over the list of sort of potential problems. Was this the local where there was an issue that I encountered, wasn't there? Or right. A magnetic brake would slow us down, wouldn't it? Quite often. So I think I'll leave that off. I think we managed without it. Let me turn it on, and because I just wonder whether the brakes will be stuck, or as in whether it's an application of the brakes, or whether you're just using magnetic brakes as you brake. I'm actually not too sure. I think this is all right. Let's set our lights. So our lights, the headlights, wipers off. I don't think I could find the C4 and PZB switches, could I, the other day? I wonder if they're here. Well, I think CIF is here, isn't it? see if it's set to normal. You can set the PZB mode from here. I assume, if anything, there we go. Yeah, it's pretty much the same every so often with these trains. All right, so let's get moving. I believe before we even get moving, I'm pretty sure we've got announcements for TIMETABLE. I'm certain we do. So what are we running again? I wish you'd tell me what we're running. Here we are, RB34, Stockholm to Frankfurt. Okay, well... Right, I'm looking at the completely wrong... I'm looking at the completely wrong... I was looking at TIMETABLE instead of NIDDERTALBAHN. So...
Sehr geehrte Fahrgäste, herzlich willkommen bei DB Regio auf der Fahrt mit der Regionalbahn 34 von Stockholm
I did not mean to do that.
über Altenstadt und Bad Vilbel.
There we go.
Im Namen von DB Regio und dem
Alright, now let's get moving.
wünschen wir Ihnen eine angenehme Fahrt.
Dear passengers, welcome aboard DB Regio on the regional train 34 from Stockholm via Altenstadt and Bad Vilbel. On behalf of DB Regio and the Rhine-Main Transport Association, we wish you a pleasant journey.
Right. Once again, we're not going anywhere. Now I've released the brake. We've released there. Nothing at all, great. And there's nothing really, even though I've turned off the, what's it called, the helper or whatever it's called, the driver assist feature. That's not giving me a clue as to what the issue is. I don't think we have like an old school handbrake on this. I think it's literally just the consist brake. The consist brake is off. Magnetic brake is off. I thought maybe that's the issue. Should this have been on release? No idea what any of that means. Not gonna pretend that I do. I have no idea why we're not moving. I guess we go straight onto the 628 in that case. That's on release. I've released this brake here. I had this issue on TIMETABLE itself, but I think it was hitting this and putting that into release fix the problem. One of them did. I'm not sure exactly which one. But there is this. Nothing's happening here, so there is something that's being held. Very, very, very strange. Oh, now we're moving. Let's restart that. Because I don't like things happening seemingly randomly or in a way that I don't understand. I like to have complete understanding of what I've done. And I will end up running 20 minutes late or whatever it is on the on that run. So I'd rather just sort of understand what happened there, because I don't know what got us moving. No idea what got us moving there, and I would like to know. So reversing and forward, doors are open, these are set to headlights. Release consist parking brake. This was released, so that we'll put that on release as well. The brakes are currently set to on. Magnetic brake I'm not going to touch at all. We'll have the instrument lit up. No need for the cab lights, of course. Maybe it used to do with this. I didn't, but then I didn't click that before we started moving. Interesting passenger spawn over here. And it seems to be just spawning and then disappearing. Very, very strange behavior. Right, let's see if we can actually just release the brakes and get moving. Because whereby I thought that gauge, the dial on top of the brake gauge was an indicator to a problem, it seemed like it wasn't, because it stayed as it is now as we started moving. So it seemingly wasn't part of the problem. So let's see if we can just get a move on this time and stick to our timetable. That gave me a headache. Put the brakes on 0. Bro, we're moving off the jump now. I don't know. I don't have a clue. The only thing I did differently there was just not touch the magnetic brake at all. I wonder if that was our culprit. I wouldn't think it would be, but yeah. Anyway, half an hour into the stream, and we're finally moving for the first time. So yeah, let me actually play that announcement once again.
Sehr geehrte Fahrgäste, herzlich willkommen bei DB Regio auf der Fahrt mit der Regionalbahn 34 von Stockheim nach Frankfurt, über Altenstadt und Bad Vilbel. Im Namen von DB Regio und dem Rhein-Main-Verkehrsverbund wünschen wir Ihnen eine angenehme Fahrt.
Dear passengers, welcome aboard DB Regio on the regional train 34 from Stockheim via Altenstadt and Bad Vilbel. On behalf of DB Regio and the Rhein-Main Transport Association, we wish you a pleasant journey.
Right. Let me see if our next announcement is one where you announce it at the station or on the way. So I know for the rest of the route when to actually activate these announcements.
Next stop, Glauberg. The doors open automatically. Please be careful when disembarking.
All right, sweet. Well, yes, welcome to NIDDERTALBAHN. Welcome to the updated timetable. This is the first time at all that we are driving on this route. It's not a route that's been requested, and I haven't yet caught up in my list of DLCs and going through the journey modes. We haven't caught up yet to the NIDDERTALBAHN. So I think without this opportunity to test out the new timetable, I think we may not have seen, I don't want to say never, but I don't think this would have popped up for a very, very long time. We're quickly approaching Glauberg now, so we'll get the brakes on. I need to sort of re-familiarize myself with the brakes on here. Not too bad actually. We can hold on. We seem to have a very heavy train, regardless of our slope or our gradient. We seem to be slowing down, so that's a little bit interesting. But yeah, so yeah, this is going to be my first time running throughout the whole of NIDDERTALBAHN. The only opportunity I've had to drive this route was very, very recently when we took, I think it was either on the over the weekend or towards the end of last week, where I used the quick play feature and got given a short but sweet 363 run on here. That only lasted us about 10 minutes, I think it was 10 or 15 minutes. Where we coupled up to a few wagons. I think they were tankers, if I'm not mistaken, and that was basically it. Yeah, so I guess this is one of those platforms that has been extended IRL, because clearly our train is hanging at the back. So yeah, I think I might just spend the majority of the time in the cabin anyway, so that we're not really affected by that. The trees look a bit weird. I see leaves, but I don't see the leaves being connected to anything. So that's weird. I think a lot of the trees look weird on here. I'm not sure why. I haven't got any Brighton railway station announcements, Connor. I think that the 377 on Brighton on the East Coastway is modded. I think I've got a mod for it that allows for announcements to be heard within the train, but they're not manually controlled. So if we happen to play East Coastway at any point, then I guess we'll see, we'll find out. But I believe I do have a mod that enables announcements on the 377. Not on the 313, because I drove that recently on a stream and didn't hear any announcements. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the 377 has
Verkehrsverbund und der Fahrt mit der RB 34 nach Frankfurt über Bad Vilbel. Wir wünschen Ihnen eine angenehme Fahrt.
Welcome to the Rhine-Main Transport Association and your journey on RB 34 to Frankfurt via Bad Vilbel. We wish you a pleasant journey.
I wonder if those P signs are whistle boards, or the equivalent of whistle boards. I don't think so, because now we just had another one. Unless you're meant to sound your horn twice. I think I'll take them as whistle boards. I'll go along as a... I'll see as we go along, and if there's a consistency with those appearing just before crossings, then yeah, I'll take it as those are the equivalent of whistle boards. But yeah, so not only am I seeing, hey Gastox Gaming, welcome to the stream, how are you doing today? Not only am I seeing what this timetable is like for the first time, but I'm also seeing what NIDDERTALBAHN is for the first time as well. This route has been a route that's received a ton of praise, and I'm now going to see it for myself.
Lindheim. Türen öffnen automatisch. Vorsicht beim Ausstieg.
Next stop, Lindheim. The doors open automatically. Please be careful when disembarking.
Although, first things first, I do see the color change that a lot of people spoke of. This route, the color palette of this route does stand out from among other routes. There's definitely a particular brightness to the grass, to the buildings, to the fields that I don't know whether I like it or not. It's definitely different. But with regards to immersion, I don't know how much I like it. Another thing with regards to immersion is we've driven past a lot of fields since we started, and I think they look quite bland. I think the route as a whole looks quite bland and bare. Now, I don't know whether this is down to the mods at all. Because it doesn't seem to correlate with what I've heard about the route. If the fields are this bare in real life, then fair enough. It also could be a seasonal thing as well, depending on the season. There could be crops and the like. But so far, I'm not too impressed with the fields. They're just like a little too bare for me. That was something I criticized Salzburg for in some places, so it won't be fair for me to, you know, criticize it in one route and not criticize it in another route, regardless of what the general feedback was like.
Der Fahrt mit der RB 34 nach Frankfurt über Bad Vilbel. Wir wünschen Ihnen eine angenehme Fahrt.
Welcome to the Rhine-Main Transport Association and your journey on RB34 to Frankfurt via Bad Vilbel. We wish you a pleasant journey.
I think a lot of this train is just going to be putting it into 100% traction level, you know, departing from stations. Otherwise, it's going to be a very, very slow hog out the station, every station. I believe we've got dynamic weather on as well. So far, not perfect, but the frames aren't terrible. And I know this route, from what I've heard, can be a little tasking on hardware. And obviously I'm running several graphics enhancement mods over that. But so far it seems alright. Again, just seeing a lot of bare fields. I guess ultimately I'd have to drive the raw route on the normal timetable, but I don't see why a timetable mod would have messed with scenery or environment. And any mod, I'm pretty sure any mods that I've got that are there to improve scenery, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't make it worse on another route.
Nächster Halt. Altenstadt. Die Türen öffnen automatisch. Vorsicht beim Ausstieg.
Next stop, Altenstadt. The doors open automatically. Please be careful when disembarking.
I like that there's a little click accompanying the flashing 85 on the PZB display. It would help if I knew a little bit of of Deutsch. Then I know, for example, if the word for horn or whistle starts with a P, I think I would be a bit more confident in using it at those P boards. But so far, I'm not 100% convinced that those are what they're for. People still getting on, they're gonna have to hurry up. On both sides, nice. I like how now so before, when you use the keyboard button to close one set of doors, if you straight away click the keyboard button to close the other set of doors, if you've got both sides open,
Welcome to the Rhine-Main Transport
it wouldn't work.
Association.
You would have
End
to
your
wait
journey
for
on
the first set of doors to
RB34
close.
to Frankfurt via Bad Vilbel. We wish you a pleasant
That's
journey.
something I've been encountering on Main-Spessebahn, where there's that one station stop. I'm not sure what the name of the station is, but yeah, you have to open up both sides of the train doors, and then when it comes to departure, you have to wait just a little bit longer, as you have to wait for the first set of doors to close before you can lock the other set. A minor thing, but at the end of the day, it's just one of those quality of life things. So it does matter in its own way. Big hitch. I mean, we're doing okay for frames. We hover around between the 40 and 50 for the most part. It's not terrible. Do wish it was better. And in all honesty, with all this bareness around me, I'm not quite sure where I'm lacking in frames, because there doesn't seem to be much going on in terms of scenery. So I do wonder where that extra 20 FPS is being lost.
Nächster Halt. Höchst. Die Türen öffnen automatisch. Vorsicht beim Ausstieg.
Next stop, Hacht. The doors open automatically. Please be careful when disembarking.
Gone down to the mid-30s now in terms of frames. I wonder if that's just with the sticks. The sticks around us. They're more just branches and sticks than actual plants. Again, that's just down to season. We could try run the route in the summer, I guess, if I remember to do so. Also, to be fair, I mean, no, I was going to say, to be fair, this is the first time I'm running the full route, so maybe shaders are being catched, but that's more, you'd see hitches when you're dealing with shaders being compiled, not general low frame rates. I guess we'll find out before the end of the stream today. We'll definitely notice if there's an improvement in performance. But for now, I honestly wouldn't expect performance to get much better.
Herzlich willkommen beim Rhein-Main-Verkehrsverbund und der Fahrt mit der RB 34 nach Frankfurt über Bad Vilbel. Wir wünschen Ihnen eine angenehme Fahrt.
Welcome to the Rhein-Main Transport Association and your journey on RB 34 to Frankfurt via Bad Vilbel. We wish you a pleasant journey.
The thing is, I feel like there are leaves on the trees, right? On some of the trees that look really weird, like this one to our left right now, that looks like it's just got a bunch of spikes coming off it. There are leaves on it, but it's hard to tell. And I'm sure all of these trees here are meant to have leaves as well. So I don't know what's going on. Like, look, there are leaves, but they're just very weird. They're very strange. I wonder if that's part of the issue that we're seeing with the frames.
Nächster Halt. Eichen. Die Türen öffnen
But I've got no
automatisch.
idea what could be possibly
Vorsicht
causing
beim
that.
Ausstieg.
Next, a stop, Eichen. The doors open automatically. Please be careful when disembarking.
We're down to 30 frames now. 29, 27. And it's starting to look like a horror game. I do not know what's up with the trees. Like, some trees look absolutely fine, like this one right here to our right. This one looks fine. But the other ones, no idea.
Herzlich willkommen beim Rhein-Main-Verkehrsverbund und der
The
Fahrt
fog
mit
doesn't
der
help either,
RB
to be honest.
34 nach Frankfurt über Bad Vilbel. Wir wünschen Ihnen eine angenehme Fahrt.
Welcome to the Rhein-Main Transport Association and your journey on RB 34 to Frankfurt via Bad Vilbel. We wish you a pleasant journey.
It really does just look like something out of a horror movie. Well, we've got some trees with leaves here. So it's almost like the leaves are still being rendered, hence why we're down to 30 frames. But we're not seeing them. but they are there. Thing is, in terms of local variation in AI business and stuff, a lot of this route is just a single track, so there's not really gonna be as many an opportunity to see other services as there would be on a regular double track route. Now we're starting to struggle with the timetable a little bit. Just under halfway of the route. Through the route, I should say. I really do wonder how I've gotten this far in life. Like, you really think English was not my first language? Okay. That was quite the change. Yeah, when I start thinking that maybe I'm a bit too harsh on dynamic weather, it kind of then reminds me that, hey, actually, you're pretty right about me. Because what was even that change? Not a clue. Absolutely not a clue at all. Anyway, we are pulling into Heldenbergen, Windecken.
Heldenbergen, Windecken. Die Türen öffnen automatisch.
Windecken?
Vorsicht beim Ausstieg.
Next stop, Heldenbergen, Windecken. The doors open automatically.
I guess it depends
Please be careful when disembarking.
whether you say with a German accent or an English one. We've got another 642 here. We've also got 1442 across the parallel to us. I haven't seen them in a long while. I don't think I've driven one probably since SKA, since the first time I went through SKA. Good to see one here once again. Okay. Probably safer in the cabin. I do not understand what that was about. I do not understand what that was about.
Herzlich willkommen beim Rhein-Main-Verkehrsverbund und der Fahrt mit der RB 34 nach Frankfurt über Bad Vilbel. Wir wünschen Ihnen eine angenehme Fahrt.
Welcome to the Rhine-Main Transport Association and your journey on RB 34 to Frankfurt via Bad Vilbel. We wish you a pleasant journey.
Are we back? I think we're back now. Alright, I think we're back on YouTube as well now. That was super odd. But we're back now. Alright, let's carry on. Let's continue on.
Nächster Halt. Windecken. Die Türen öffnen automatisch. Vorsicht beim Ausstieg.
Next stop, Windecken. The doors open automatically. Please be careful when disembarking.
You know what? We're actually not as delayed as I thought it would be. We're still within a chance of I'll aim to not be more than 2 minutes late. But I don't know how faithful I am. How faithful I am, how hopeful I am.
Herzlich willkommen beim Rhein-Main-Verkehrsverbund und der Fahrt mit der RB 34 nach Frankfurt.
I just
über
don't see
Bad
where the
Vilbel.
performance
Wir
goes.
wünschen
There's
Ihnen
no,
eine
I don't see too
angenehme
much
Fahrt.
going on.
Welcome to the Rhine-Main Transport Association
really don't see a
and
lot
your
going
journey on RB 34 to Frankfurt via Bad Vilbel. We wish you a pleasant journey.
There's not much going on. There's not enough going on around, you know, in terms of the environment and stuff, to warrant such performance. Not at all. No, not in my opinion.
Nächster Halt. Rüdesheim. Die Türen öffnen automatisch. Vorsicht beim Ausstieg.
Next stop, Udesheim. The doors open automatically. Please be careful when disembarking.
Even in the tunnel, we're on 45 frames. Something somewhere is very, very, very wrong. We get a brief respite and then just goes back down to hell. This is a fairly busy station. I wonder whether it's the fact that it's quite a small platform and so all the passengers are bunched up, or whether there's actually an increase in passenger numbers. Pulling up to the stop point at this slow of a speed is not helping our case in terms of trying not to be more than 2 minutes late. That will have to do. I'm baffled, man. I just cannot see where the I cannot see what's causing the frames to be as bad as they are. Did I open the wrong side? Of course I did. Although to be fair, they didn't start coming out on this side until I okay. 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 Right, let's anyway, let's go.
Herzlich willkommen beim Rhein-Main-Verkehrsverbund und der Fahrt mit der RB 34 nach Frankfurt über Bad Vilbel. Wir wünschen Ihnen eine angenehme Fahrt.
Welcome to the Rhein-Main Transport Association and your journey on RB34 to Frankfurt via Bad Vilbel. We wish you a pleasant journey.
I won't lie, the announcements are making this route a lot more bearable. I feel like it's the only thing that's going well so far. I guess ultimately the timetable, I guess fair, you do get the experience of, you know, running modern day trains on the timetable. But I don't know, because there's single track running for most of the time, if you're looking for more of a variety in service, you know, for example, with Salzburg, you've got every train that's coming, you know, the other way as you're going up the route is a different train, is a new train. You get to see that variety because, you know, you're running on a double track. With this one, I don't know how many points along the routes that you're gonna get to, that you're gonna be able to see another service, another train, but they're not that many. They're far and few in between. And yeah, if somehow, I really don't think it is, but if somehow the timetable is behind this dismal performance, then I don't think it's worth it. But I really don't think the timetable's got anything to do with the frame rate, because it's not like we've got 100 trains all bunched up together in one, you know, on one title.
Nächster Halt. Kilianstedt. Die Türen öffnen automatisch. Vorsicht beim Ausstieg.
Next stop, Kilianstaden. The doors open automatically. Please be careful when disembarking.
It's crazy how much not having a smooth frame rate can affect like stopping times. It's a lot harder to judge where you should stop. It's also a lot harder to move up and down through the throttle and brake lever. Not that I'm using an excuse, of course. I'm definitely not using it as an excuse.
Herzlich willkommen beim Rhein-Main-Verkehrsverbund und der Fahrt mit der RB 34 nach Frankfurt über Bad Vilbel. Wir wünschen Ihnen eine angenehme Fahrt.
Welcome to the Rhein-Main Transport Association and your journey on RB 34 to Frankfurt via Bad Vilbel. We wish you a pleasant journey.
My GPU is pegged at 100%.
Nächster Halt. Oberdorfelden. Die Türen öffnen automatisch. Vorsicht beim Ausstieg.
Which we do love to
Next
see.
stop, Oberdorfelden. The doors open automatically. Please be careful when disembarking.
Fair amount of heat coming out of it. Fortunately, I'm using an open air case. I say open air. It's not really open air. I just haven't got the glass on, the side on. I don't know what you would expect driving this this train, but I think it's one of the easiest trains to drive in this game. The brakes especially are very, very responsive. It's a little bit slow to get going, but then even that might be a good thing in its own right. All right, we've just approached a 3 minute delay. I'm not sure how much time we have to save that. Not much, to be very honest. I think we've got a few more stops to go. It's not looking good. But let's see what we can do.
Herzlich willkommen beim Rhein-Main-Verkehrsverbund und der Fahrt mit
I mean,
der
there's more
RB
going on here in
34
terms of
nach
scenery, in terms
Frankfurt
of,
über Bad Vilbel.
you know, the
wünschen
built up
Ihnen eine
area,
angenehme
and we're
Fahrt.
getting higher frames
Welcome
than
to
we
the
were getting before
Rhein-Main
when it was
Transport
seemingly better.
Association and your journey on RB 34 to Frankfurt via Bad Vilbel. We wish you a pleasant journey.
Nächster Halt. Niederdorfelden. Die Türen öffnen automatisch. Vorsicht beim Ausstieg.
Next stop, Niederdorfelden. The doors open automatically. Please be careful when disembarking.
It's like the moment you set the throttle to 0, it's almost like there's a brake that comes on. It's almost like an electric car. When you set an electric car to like one pedal mode, when you release the accelerator, because of the regen, there's almost like a braking. The car will start braking as it's regenerating energy, and there's a very similar feeling here. A very similar feeling. Although we have managed to knock off a minute from our delay. So we're doing something right. Hello, Ben. Ben Davis, welcome to the stream, mate. How you doing? What's the our little announcement there?
Herzlich willkommen beim Rhein-Main-Verkehrsverbund und der Fahrt mit der RB 34 nach Frankfurt über Bad Vilbel. Wir wünschen Ihnen eine angenehme Fahrt.
Welcome to the Rhein-Main Transport Association and your journey on RB34 to Frankfurt via Bad Vilbel. We wish you a pleasant journey.
If you're referring, Ben, to this timetable update, it's a mod. It's not an official update by Dovetail. It's a mod that was created by someone. If you're on PC, you can have it now. It's available on TrainSim Community. But yeah, specifically if you're on PC, like I said, so nothing that's available for consoles. There's no mod support for consoles, hopefully yet. We'll see if there's something that will come down the line. But it's not an official Dovetail update.
Nächster Halt. Gronau. Die Türen öffnen automatisch. Vorsicht beim Ausstieg.
Next stop, Gronau. The doors open automatically. Please be careful when disembarking.
No worries, mate. Right. We're knocking down the seconds. We are getting better and better with regards to timetable. I don't know how we've managed that. Gonna have to leave some people behind at the platform, I'm afraid.
Herzlich willkommen beim Rhein-Main-Verkehrsverbund und der Fahrt mit der RB 34 nach Frankfurt über Bad Vilbel.
I'm not sure whether that was necessary, but like I said, when it comes to PZB and everything that comes along PZB, or everything that comes with PZB, I don't take chances. He says as he speeds 10 miles an hour over the speed limit. At least we got an achievement there. I love how I get back down to the speed limit and then it goes back up to 37. That's wonderful, that is. So we've got 2.5 minutes, just under 2.5 minutes to get to Bad Vilbel. We're only 1.6 miles away. I think we're making. I'm not sure what speed limits we are going to encounter once we get close. But I think for now we're doing pretty well. What do you think of the 2 new UK routes coming this month? So, if you want my in-depth opinion on both of them, Ben, my last 2 videos on YouTube, where you are right now, are there for that. But for now, I will say I'm looking forward to the both of them. More so 5 Circle, although I literally live alongside the London Overground line. One of the routes is my local station. One of the stations on that route, sorry, is my local station. But I'm still looking forward more to, I'm looking more forward to 5 Circle, only because I'm not expecting much variety with regards to the Overground line. I think it's going to be a little bit boring, if I'm being honest. I think the 5 Circle has a bit more replayability value. And of course, we're getting the 158 later on. So there's just a little more going on over there. And it's hard for me to stand by a route that I'm looking, that I was looking forward to initially, the overground route, because again, it's my local line. But it's hard to, if I'm being totally honest and unbiased, it's very difficult to stand by it and defend that route in terms of how good it's really gonna be. But overall, I'm looking forward to the both of them, just with a bit more preference towards the 5 circle. How are you feeling about them, Ben? Has any one of them piqued your interest? Is there one that's any one of them that's really stood out to you? Or is it a thing where you're just going to wait and see what people say about it, see what the feedback is like, see some gameplay videos, and then make a decision based on that?
Nächster Halt. Bad Vilbel. Dieser Zug fährt weiter nach Frankfurt. Sie haben Anschluss zur S6, zur RB 40, zur RB 41 und zum RE 99. Im Namen von DB Regio und dem Rhein-Main-Verkehrsverbund verabschieden wir uns bei allen aussteigenden Fahrgästen und wünschen Ihnen weiterhin eine gute Reise und einen schönen Tag. Die Türen öffnen automatisch. Vorsicht beim Ausstieg.
Next stop, Bad Vilbel. This train continues to Frankfurt. You have connections to S6, RB40, RB41, and RE99. On behalf of DB Regio and the Rhein-Main Transport Association, we say goodbye to all departing passengers and wish you a continued good journey and a nice day. The doors open automatically. Please be careful when disembarking.
One minute and 57 seconds late. We beat the 2 minutes delay. We beat the 2 minutes expected delay. I love it. We've made it back for what, 3 minutes, I think. So I think I'm happy with that. And it's not easy to listen. I'm very used to just having completely smooth gameplay. Driving at 60 FPS. Driving at even 30 is tough. It's a lot more difficult to manage the throttle and brake, and I'm gonna see if I can do something about, because I don't think it's enough to just lower my settings. I think is it on Blackpool, I think, and I tried to lower the settings, just didn't do anything. So I don't know how much of a point there is in trying that. But yes, we are now going to move on to, it's 320, so we'll move on to the 628 now. 628, we'll move on to the, no, it is a 628, isn't it? Hold on a second, I've got my my numbers all mixed up. 628, yeah. I think I called this a 628 by accident earlier. 642. All right, let's try in the in Deutschbahn Red. So if I can have something close to 40 minutes, that would be lovely. We've got 49 minutes. We've also got 24 and 25. We could just do those. But to be fair, I don't see how it would be different from just... Although that's pretty early in the morning. I guess we could do a night run. Let's give a night run and go and see what that's like. First time driving this train as well. London one, not really. If only get one train on a passenger run. The Scotland only there's class 314, class 385 to the timetable. So the 385 is going to be in the timetable. If you own Edinburgh to Glasgow though. So if you don't own that route, you won't see the 385. But if you do, you will see the 385. Yeah, the 314, absolutely nothing on that, unfortunately. But the 158 is coming. So potentially, after everything's done, you'll have the 170, the 358, the 158, and the 801, which acts as AI. So there's a little bit going on. You have a little bit going on. Yeah, especially compared to the London one. Like you said, it's one train and just a single A to B. At least with the 5 circle, you have the with the 5 circle, you have the loop, the loop to sort of spice things up a little. Right, so much better frame rate. Here we are, 60 frames. That's what we like to see. So my first time sitting here in this train. Let's see how quickly it takes me to figure everything out. Turn train lights on, instrument lights are on already. Although, I feel like I can brighten them up a little bit. Power, let's turn that on. I wonder what that... Is this a clock? It is a clock. I kind of love that. I kind of love that, I won't lie. If we just have a desk light on, it doesn't really make a difference. Nah, I'll turn it off. Doesn't make a massive difference. Not as much as like not as much as the not as much as the difference as the more modern locos. Now where's our PZB and CIFA and all that business? Yeah, somewhere here. Nope. I'll just turn those on via keybind then. Can you draw these curtains? Nope. What have we got here? I don't know where those just got turned on from. Anyway, let's get to unlocking our doors. No? Is there a... Where's my, Hold on. Right. That would help. There we go. Got there in the end. Took us a little while. But we got there in the end. Right, so am I gonna have to figure something else out now? This is... Whoops. I mean, is this parking brake released? Is this another 648, 642 situation? Where I'm not gonna be able to figure out why the train just doesn't move? Is it this just this route? Does this route have something against me? There's not another break to mess around with. Maybe I should do the introduction for this train. I've tried to I've tried to do it myself, and clearly something's amiss somewhere. This time I haven't touched the magnetic brake. I have realized that there is a magnetic brake there. Brake test on isn't doing something. Isn't doing something. Nothing. It's doing nothing. Right. How about we actually just do the introduction for the train first? And maybe we'll figure out the error in our ways. No. Hell no. Is there no introduction? Nah, surely not, right? Yeah, there we go. It says it's got 2 introduction. Why wasn't that there? I guess that doesn't count as a scenario. It makes sense. Who are we gonna have? Are we gonna have Matt talking us through? Maybe not, actually.
This brief introduction will cover critical driving controls. Climb aboard to get started.
All right. So that was powered on. I couldn't hear this. I couldn't hear the engine idling. So what did we do wrong exactly? Because that's the first. That's the first error.
Put the reverser into the...
We need to actually start the whole thing from scratch, which is a little bit worrying because clearly we're not being shown how to do that.
Hold the motor group 1 switch in the start position for at least 3 seconds.
All right, this was the issue in our ways.
To engage the hydraulic drive, the power switch must be active.
Right. Where's the... There we go.
You can now release the brakes by adjusting the indicated lever. Apply some power.
Are you going to the London train show? Ben, I did not know there was a London train show. I'm glad the door closed. I did forget about that. Where exactly will it be, Ben Davis? If I can still get tickets for it, I'll definitely do that. Hopefully get some content as well.
1986, and for a long time was found on most branch lines in Germany. These trains remain in active service to this day, and they continue to enjoy a good reputation. You will need to stop at this platform, slowly engage the brakes to come to a stop.
I need a way to know about events, whether it's like a full-on show like you mentioned, Ben, or whether it's just like an interesting move with anything other than a typical London EMU. I'd love to see even something as simple as a 37, a 45, anything. I've never even seen a Steam logo in real life. Like, there's so much that I want to do, but I just don't know where and how to find the information. Damn, these brakes are good. I should not have had a chance at stopping here. You know what? I just realized that clock looks a lot like the Mercedes 190 ad, the 190E. Is your favorite UK route and less favorite UK route? Is your favorite German route? Are you asking me what's my favorite routes, favorite UK route and German route, and what's my least favorite? Is that what you're asking? If you are, from the ones that I've played in game, just from what we have in game, I think my favorite UK route is probably Brighton Mainline, but Southeastern High Speed is a very, 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 very close second place. My least favorite UK route out of the ones that I've played, see, I gotta remember what I've played now. Least favorite UK route. West Somerset Railway, which is, I'm putting myself in the firing line saying that, I know, but it's for one reason, and it's the slow line speed. Now, I know that it's a preserved railway, so I know that there's a reason why it has that 25-mile-an-hour limit, but man, it drives me crazy. Working through the journey mode, by the time I got to the last couple runs, I was completely ignoring the limit, and I haven't played through any routes that's made me want to give up on it so much.
Good job. This completes the basic
everything
introduction for the
on that
DB
route that's not the speed limit is completely fine. It's great, but it ruins it for me so much, man. I just cannot deal with trundling along at 25 miles an hour for 2 hours, or even longer than 2 hours. So that's what I'm gonna say as my reasoning. Bearing in mind, I haven't played every single UK route and I haven't played every single German route. So I'm just talking from what I know, what I've played. In terms of my most favorite German route, I would say it would have to be Navika Dresden, I think. Salzburg to Rosenheim, again, a very, very, very close second place. But Navika Dresden just had a lot more to do in terms of like the line itself. Why isn't the train turning on? I'm not sure how to turn this train on from a dead stop. Oh no, it's on. Okay, cool. My worst German route, in my opinion, I don't know if I have a worst German route. I think I'm enjoying all of them so far. I haven't really. There's not one that stands out as yuck to me. Yeah, I'm having a pretty decent time with the German routes. I don't think I'll be able to tell you my least favorite one. Not that I can recall off the top of my head, anyway. Train shows at Alexandra Palace, not too bad at all. 16th to 17th of March. What's the day? The 14th. So Saturday and Sunday, basically. Okay, interestingly enough, then. So usually I stream on Saturdays, but if I'm going to be at the show, maybe I can stream the show instead. £10 to £15 is not bad at all. 9:30 to 5. I think, Ben, I'm going to look at what there is to offer because I don't know anything about the show. But I'm going to have a look at what they offer, and if I feel like it's something that appeals to me, then I'll definitely book. I'll definitely book a ticket. Thank you very much for informing me. Jesus Christ! I tell you guys, when I stream, I can't talk. Thank you very much for informing me of that. Can I ask you, Ben, how did you find out about the show? How did you know it was on? Because I don't have a way of really knowing what goes on, like railway and trains related, around me. Like, I don't have any friends IRL that are interested. That have any interest in trains. It's really just me. No, we're not moving. Something's off. What am I missing here? Oh, look, a Vectron. That's cool. What am I missing here? This is frustrating, man. I just want to enjoy the route. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Okay. I'm not sure what more there is for me to do here. I've done everything that was done in the introduction, but something is... The train isn't in the state that it was at during the introduction. I don't know what more I can do. Power's on, the compressor's on. Is that a 101? Probably. The compressor's on. The brake is all in order. I just don't know what I don't know what I'm missing. Let me try with the mint blue 628. Let's have a go with this one. Rail tour. So it only does rail tours. Let's have a look at let's have a look with this one and see if we get a better. I don't know. I can't even say better. I don't even know what it is. I think that's a 642 that we can hear. Right. So according to the introduction, the introduction for this train, you put this in and put it in forwards, I believe. And then I don't remember whether they wanted us to start the engine or whether to put the brake in first. Let me put the brake in. Hold start for 3 seconds. Oh no, this is actually on. So what is it then? Is it just that particular train? I'm glad that it wasn't me. Let me try and select the second train down, because there's about 5 different trains you can select, you can choose from. Let me select this one. Okay, they all have a different set of options. We've only got 15 minutes left to try and use the 628. Spent about half an hour trying to figure it out. Pardon me. Nothing. Completely dead. Completely dead. I wonder if the red variants have like a different way. Where did the red variants get included? They were just AI, weren't they? I don't think they were actually. I don't think they were like the main train on the route. I think they were AI layers, or not even AI layers, but they were like a secondary train on a route that came after. But I just don't remember what route it was. Could be any. Oh, not any German one, but there are a handful, aren't there? It wasn't the S-Bahn, was it? No. Where's... Yeah, I'm not gonna bother. I guess we'll just go straight to the shunting ones. Let's see if I can remember how to utilize the G6. It's been too long. I'm a big model railway show. Oh, it's a big model railway show with lots of layouts, and the company shows off their upcoming model trains going on Saturdays. So get there earlier, so on 8 normal, slow, get big line of people. Makes sense. Makes sense. Damn, man. 8 o'clock. I'm not a fan of 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is usually the time I wake up. But that does make sense, though. That does make sense. Oh, there's a hat. Let's put that on. Let's put on a hard hat. See, I remember that. Right. The G6. What do we have here? It's been over 2 years since I've driven this. Jesus Christ, have a look at this. I love how much work and effort has gone into this. Oh, Look at that. It feels like a Lamborghini. Love it. Right. So I believe we're good to go. What have we got here? Anything we can play around with? Nope. What's these? Can't even tell you what that is. So yeah, we've got some weed killer that we're transporting. Oh, we've got a 204 at the end. Very, very, very interesting. Very nice. So we put her in forwards. That's set our headlights on, which is set automatically. Let's get those brakes released. And I believe we can get moving. Are we going to start moving? Very slowly. There we go. Put her in max power. Where's my hard hat? I thought my hard hat's not on. Scam. Absolute scam. Right, so it seems like all those frame rate issues were simply to do with the 642. Now I wonder if it has the 642 just being the 642 on here, or whether it's a particular variant that I've got, because I've got a good few variants with different liveries for substitutions and the like. And I wonder if that's the source of our problems. If so, that's not too bad, because yeah, quite easy to deal with. Just delete that pack file. I do like the little plastic cup there. Where's the cruise control button? I'll not turn it off. Let's see how good these dynamic brakes are. Usually not the strongest, but we'll give them a go. They should be good in terms of maintaining us. They're doing a decent job. Can't knock them. Still getting the funky trees. At least our frames are a ton better. I feel like we might be slowing down a touch too quickly. I'm gonna let it coast down towards 19 miles per hour, and then we'll hold it there. Thank God for the little acknowledge reminder on the top right, because I actually don't know what I acknowledged. So would have been a long day without that getting stopped every so often. It's happened a few times during the 642 run where I wasn't exactly sure why I had to heavy acknowledge. We've got the all clear. I don't think we were going to make that in time, to be honest. So the dynamic brake's good for maintaining speed, holding you on a little gradient, but not what you're looking for if you're quickly approaching the reds. What's up, Nabil? How you doing, bro? be nice if cruise control functioned for speeds above, what was it, 11 kilometers an hour or something like that. I guess that could be good for coupling, but I don't really see what else it could be used for. My nose is running just like it was last week. You know what the funny thing is? I don't know if you've seen Samuel Smith, he comes onto the stream every now and again, but he also streams as well. And I went on his stream a couple of days ago just to say hi, and he was also ill. He was also saying that he's just recovering. So it just seems like something that's going around, and luckily I've got it over and done with, so I'm chilling. Hate to be you, man. Nah, but get well soon, man. Get well soon. It's, I guess, maybe a seasonal, innit? A lot of people will say that it's seasonal. So maybe it's that. But it's definitely something that's going around. You know what? Maybe it's the weather that messes with my frame rate. Because when it was all nice and sunny and clear, I was on a solid 60. I guess, okay, cool, we're back up to 60 now, but we dropped all the way down to like 30 something. Yeah, I've already complained about the switch. It's very, very, very annoying. And then you go from all this fog, and then like that, it's all clear again and it's sunny. It's not a good feature, man. Dynamic weather, it's a good feature in that, yes, you get dynamic weather, the weather's changing, fabulous. But in terms of how it goes about it, terrible, man. The execution is terrible. So bad. Like I've seen it bad in a lot of different games, but TSW has one of the worst implementations of it, man, by far. Yeah, it's just a flaw. It's just a flaw of dynamic weather, man. And don't hold your breath for anything being done about it. Matt has already acknowledged it on the forum. Yeah, he said he's going to take a look at it. This was months ago, by the way. But when you've got so many bugs and so many DLCs coming out, how are you going to set the time to fix stuff like that? Anyway, playing Fortnite. Enjoy Fortnite, man. Enjoy Fortnite. I'm missing that game. Why are there no tail lights on that? Oh, did I miss C4? Maybe I should have tended to that. Alright, see you later. What level have you reached in Fortnite, Nabil? Oh, so it can hold your speeds if it's over 11 kilometers, but you just have to set it there and then, and you can't change it like AFB. Yeah, better than nothing, I guess. Wait. Alright, there we go. I had to press it twice for some reason. And it's not anyway because the speed limit's changed again. What happened there? I pressed C for twice. I even pressed it twice and it just continued to ring and then slowed me down. The cheap of it, mate. And just like that, the fog's gone. Amazing. And I'm pretty sure it played a part in affecting my frame rate there as well. Because we took a big dip just before it cleared up again. Got a massive freight service over here that I spotted. Jesus Christ, this is long. Brother. Jesus Christ. Whoops. I got stopped by C4, but I do not care. Where was that train? What on earth? I mean, it literally goes into the earth of the map. But my God. It's just not going to stop. Of course I spotted this. Even if the train went past 5 minutes before, I would have spotted it. How do I release myself from the clutches of C4? There we go. Go on, little 204. There we go. Do what you were created to do. Very lucky that we don't have a specific timetable to stick to with these little shunting moves, because yeah, we'd be in trouble, man. We'd be in some serious trouble. my brakes just not going to engage very well. It's literally a very, 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 very basic cruise control. It's nothing like any sort of AFB. So we've got one more go via, and then we should stop at Stockholm for 12:24, but I highly doubt we are going to make it for that time. I have no idea what's going on. I didn't miss CFA. There was a CFA thing for me to click. There's nothing for me to acknowledge. Was it PZB? It was PZB. Huh. Am I on? Okay. I don't remember what flashing 1000 hertz means. I know if the 55, 70 or 85 are flashing, or if the 85 and 70 are flashing, I know what that means. But I don't know whether 1000 hertz is just 1000 hertz, or whether there's something deeper. It would be nice to have the helper come up, but shock. There's nowhere to be seen. I don't think there was anything for me to acknowledge either. Not that I recall. catch us on 27 miles per hour, I think. Let's see if it will do us then, and then I'll have an idea where we're at. So if we go after over 27 and get stopped, that means we're under 45 kilometer an hour limit, which doesn't seem like we are. Oh no, I think we are. Okay. Not sure why. I don't remember having to acknowledge anywhere, and where we did have to acknowledge was way back. Nothing to do with our current track. But I guess we'll go. I guess we'll go according to that anyway. And just keep it. We'll keep it at 25. We'll keep it at 25. I'm literally pressing C4. I was literally pressing C4 and it wasn't registering. It's quickly getting frustrating. I was tapping C4 again and again, and I'm pretty sure that's what happened earlier as well. And for some reason, it just doesn't seem to register all the time. Very strange. It's been working fine up to this point. It's like we've been counting some weirdness about halfway up the route. Whether it's to do with PZB, whether it's to do with the CFAR. And it looks like there's spiders on the trees, because you can see like sporadically spread out leaves, but they're not necessarily attached to anything, and it's just like spiders hanging in a web. Not really what you want to see in a forest. So here we are, definitely not making up for 1224. We're still 2 miles away from the previous go via. Try and hold it here. I don't know why I'm tied down to the 45 limit. There's no active restriction. I can't end it. It's quite odd. If there is a train waiting for us to go past for it to use this line, I am very sorry. weather is really having a negative effect on the route for me, because all of our runs have just been in fog. Miraculously, we haven't experienced any rain, miraculously, but all of our runs have been in rainy conditions. In foggy conditions. And this being the first time playing this route, now anytime someone will ask about NIDDERTALBAHN, I just think of this very foggy, laggy route, which is a shame. We've been stopped again. Why? It was a PZB trip. At what, 20 miles an hour? 19, 18 miles an hour? What? I'm always down to accept a user error in certain circumstances, especially if it's something that I'm not entirely knowledgeable about or don't completely understand. But not only am I speaking for myself, but in public, I think I've played through enough different routes, different German routes, with different trains, with PZB and CFA and LZB and everything that can be activated, and never encountered an issue like this. Salzburg, there's a bit of an issue, but that was actually down to a bug with CFA. So, but even that, we were able to, you know, sort of work our way around that. But I can't tell you what's going on here, man. I really can't tell you what's going on here. And for a route that's supposed to be a classic, it's really staying in my view of it. And I accept that I am playing on a modded timetable, so it could just be all mods. But regardless, yeah, man, it really sucks. Between the frame issues, between the 642 being bugged, between these issues, I don't know if this is something I can recommend. And just inconsistencies. For example, it was a PZB issue before that I was going over a certain speed, but that wasn't something that was happening prior to a seemingly random point. Right, so we finally are somewhat approaching Stockheim. I want to say approaching it, we're still 4 miles away, but we're approaching it in terms of instructions. We've still got 1000 hertz flashing away. Still being restricted to 25 miles per hour. I'm hoping it's not a CEFA issue, because then it might span a little bit wider than just this route. Salzburg, Rosenheim, etc, 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 and anything else that utilizes German stock. Pretty sure I set cruise control at 25, not 24. Let's try it again. I can't even enjoy the view because CEFA will just tell me off. I would really love to know the issue with the 1000 hertz flashing away there. Not necessarily an issue, but if it is somehow realistic operation that's seemingly only seems to apply to this train or this route, I'd love to know exactly. I'd love to know the information behind it, basically. I don't like doing things willy-nilly and pressing random buttons and all of a sudden, hey, it works, all good. Like, I like to understand why something is working and why something is working the way it is. And why is it when I press this button, it works a certain way, when I press that button, it works a different way. Not sure what it's going to end up translating to in terms of time, but we are 2.8 or 2.7 by the time it hits 24. 2.7 miles out of schedule, 2.8 miles late. I really need to watch like a I don't know if they exist because it was, I know the route is set back in 92, but hopefully it'll be possible to get a cab ride view of this route, because I really want to see how these fields compare. They just seem so bare to me, and this route got so much admiration when it first came out, and I need to understand why. Because the built up areas look great. There's a lot of new fresh assets, albeit at a cost of performance obviously, but when we get into now more open country like this, and I need to see what the trees are saying as well. I need to watch someone else's gameplay, because the trees, these cannot be, all these little spiky trees cannot be the way. They cannot be the way forwards. See, now we've been allowed to go all the way up to 29 miles per hour, whereby usually the PZD would be triggered by 28, 27. So there's just an inconsistency. So I could possibly be able, I could possibly go to 37 and be okay right now, but I don't know that. Because the 1000 hertz is still flashing the same way it was flashing when it done me at 28. Pretty sure it's 28. Now cruise control doesn't want to set. The cruise control doesn't want to go out. Fuck me, man. Fuck me. Too many issues for my liking. And they're so spread out that I can't narrow it down to one thing. So I don't know whether I'm gonna say, yeah, this timetable just messes everything up. Am I gonna say running these trains on this timetable messes things up? You know, there's just so many variants of potential problems that I wouldn't even know where to start. It's not one singular thing that I can complain about. Like these trees right now to the left just look crazy to me when they're all spiky. I've never seen trees like that on a German route. Yeah, I'm happy to put this down and not pick it up again. And then they just disappear as you get close to them. That's wonderful. So all we do is pull up at Stockheim and call it there. There's not going to be any shunting or uncoupling and coupling or anything of the sort. Which at this point, I'm not even going to complain about. I mean, even aside from the technical issues that we're having, the route itself, the environment, and like I said, I'm seeing new assets and it's cool. I do like the use of new assets, and the built-up areas are nice. I mean, yeah, no, you know what? They're nice. They're nice. I don't know what's going on. You know, when we get to the open fields and the country. I don't know. Completely missed our stopping point there. Should still be alright though. Hopefully it's not gonna make us go back. That's gonna suck. Alright, cool. And on top of all of that, as we arrived 7 minutes late, there's now a wait instruction. No, thank you. Yeah, I'm happy to put that one in the bin. I'm happy to put that one in the bin. Again, I cannot point to exactly where the faults are because they're so wildly spread out. But as a whole, I'm gonna put it aside. Pretty sure the regular timetable runs fine. We've got what? Enough time to do this one. So I'll give this a go and then I'll see what performance is saying, but meh. And we'll see if we come across any issues. Again, I always say any safety system that can be turned on, I turn it on. So we'll see what problems we come across with this one. Right, so this is a continuation of a previous run. Is there not a light like above me? There's just one singular one there, okay. I would assume everything's been set up for us. No. Even though it's a continuation. So everything should be set up, but no worry. I assume we're going this way. Can I not set these lights to, how do I set these lights to marker? I'm not sure where the C for switches, so I'm gonna have to keybind that. This is set to long distance already, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how to set the other lights to array lights to marker lights. I don't think these are interactable. Neither is anything there. I mean, there's surely a way. Well. Let's get going anyway. Off to Stockholm, straight to Stockholm, I believe. Sitting at 40 frames per second. I'm not going to call it respectable. Not the brightest lights ahead of us either. I mean, we do get to see the trees and the signposts and whatnot, but not much of the rail, which is interesting. I completely forgot the top speed of this is 37 miles an hour anyway, so you just leave it on max throttle and just let it do its thing. Did I not turn C4? Okay. What? Where's the handbrake? I've turned the handbrake on now. There should be a low tone, a low horn tone, but there doesn't seem to be anything. I've got a video I need to work on tonight, so I'll probably do it as I work. I could just stay in tonight and work on it. But I think I'll be more productive planning it as I work and then recording it tonight. Maybe I'll try a script. I don't usually do that. I usually just have talking points and then bounce off whatever I've written. But it might be worth writing a script and then not looking at it as I'm recording, but at least I'll know what to say. And then if I'm going to add anything to it, it would be more natural than actually just looking at the script as I'm reading from it. I've never seen that from PZB. I just hit end and it just released me back again, like what C4 would do when you miss it. Very, very strange. What am I doing wrong? Help me. I got a red coming, so maybe I went past a yellow and didn't know. I don't know where my safety systems helper's gone, but it's not giving me anything. It hasn't popped up in a long time. It's a good idea to always have my brakes on lap, so that I can straight away go into application mode. It's got me out of many a muddle. No contact signaler functionality on the phone? The timing of that was interesting. I don't have like any, I don't even have a PZB indicator to know, you know, where I'm at with that. I wonder if it was a smart idea turning it on. I'm gonna stick by it until we get to Stockholm, but I do wonder whether it's a good idea or not to have it on. Because I got the blue light, which tells me that it's on, I guess. But there's not, other than that, there's not really much going on. I'm actually shocked that we haven't got any rain today. The headlights do look cool in the fog, and I still wish I knew how to turn on the marker lights. That's a really odd one, man. Because we've got headlights that if I turn on will just be white. But surely there's actual red tail lights, right? I guess I can leave that on just so I can be seen from behind, I guess. Although thinking about it, I don't think I've ever used tail lights on this. Like I spent a lot of time on it on Rörsig Nord, and I recall having headlights on both sides and seeing, I think, AI with the same setup, but I don't recall actually having tail lights. Maybe this just doesn't come with tail lights. Which is very, very, very interesting. The way the CIFA lights come on is very smooth. There's a very smooth transition from them being turned off to being turned on. At least at night time, the horrendous performance isn't as obvious. Like, you can't really tell when the frames dip, because it all looks smooth from inside the cabin. Is it cabin or is it just cab? Is cab short for cabin? If it is, what's the point in taking off 2 letters? But I've always called it a cabin. Maybe I'll probably start referring to it as cab. I actually don't know where I've got cabin from. Driver's cabin. No, that makes sense. Driver's cabin makes sense. We're probably going to end up doing a bit over 37 here because of we've got a 0.5% gradient, which is somewhat significant, but it doesn't really seem to be affecting us much. I know this is limited to 37, but I don't think it's mechanically limited. I think that's just as much as the engine can push. Like, it's got torque, obviously. Doesn't necessarily have speed. But it's interesting that even in a 0.5% gradient, full throttle, we weren't going any faster than 37. 2.2 miles. So I think we've timed this pretty well with regards to ending the stream at 5 o'clock. It's gonna be pretty close. I think if it's a 37 speed limit all the way, we don't have any issues, we'll probably end it bang on 5 o'clock. Whoa. I also do wonder if the way the stream will freeze when my frames will suffer, when I get like when I go down to like 20 frames sometimes, either at Blackpool to Preston or on here earlier, for example, and the stream will just freeze. I wonder if I set my stream back to 30 frames, if that would prevent that. And I think it's a really nice viewing experience, you know, watching a stream at 60 frames. But if it means that when things go a bit tits up at certain points, that the stream suffers a lot more than it would have at just 30 frames, then I wonder if the extra 30 frames is worth it. I'd love to stream at a higher bitrate, but I'm limited by Twitch. Twitch has quite a restrictive limit on the bitrate that you can stream at, and if you go over it, your stream will just be a black screen. Whereas YouTube, Facebook, X, all the other ones allow you to go much higher and deliver a much better quality, which I'm capable of doing at my upload speeds. I'm just being severely restricted with by Twitch. Probably better off turning on the lights. Although, to be fair, it's still pretty bright outside. There's a yellow signal here. Nothing from PZB. So basically, remember when we were running earlier, and it was just coming up acknowledge, whereby I have no clue what I'm acknowledging. I think I've been getting caught at those points because I haven't got the helper popping up for whatever reason. I'm still going past those same points because we've just run the whole line, but you know, I haven't got a clue that I've needed to acknowledge it. So maybe that's been part of our problems. But the G6, there was just too many of those for that to be the only problem as we were driving the G6. 5:01, almost 5 o'clock on the dot. I did say if we kept going at 37 the whole way, and we ended up being slowed down to 25, so it makes sense. Whew. So, yeah, so that wasn't part of the new timetable, but the previous runs were, and between the various issues, again, I don't know exactly where these issues were coming from, but as a whole, the experience wasn't great, and personally, I wouldn't recommend it right now. If you really want something different to try, then yeah, of course, by all means, go ahead. And I'm sure it will receive updates. There's obviously a small list of known issues as it is. None that I think we encountered today. So there's obviously a whole bunch that are yet to be found, yet to be dealt with. So if you really want it, and it's just a little bit too messy for you right now, then do keep an eye on the Train Sim community website where this is, and I'm pretty sure if you try, you'll probably find a thread for it somewhere on some forum. But as it stands right now, I personally would recommend it. So yeah, that's me. As for regular streams coming back, tomorrow is what? Tomorrow's Friday, right? Yeah, tomorrow's Friday, so we'll be back tomorrow with a regular Request a Route stream, and hopefully we'll pick up a little bit. I feel like it's been really, I don't feel like it has been quiet this week in terms of people. I don't know where you guys have all gone. I enjoyed when you'd keep me company. I know Hayasumat's got school, so that's a shame that he can't make it. But yeah, hopefully going back to Request a Route will get the numbers up a little bit. It's been going well so far though anyway. But yeah, that'll be it for today. If you are here, because I don't know, maybe you're on YouTube. I can't see my YouTube numbers right now. Nope, no one on YouTube, as I thought. So, but yeah, anyway, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you if you are here, if you are watching this somehow, for watching. It's been a pleasure streaming, regardless, whether it's to 0 people or 100. It's a pleasure nonetheless. I'm happy doing what I'm doing. It's my service, it's my work. Well, part of my work anyway, one of many. But yeah, I shall be back tomorrow. So take care, look after one another, and peace out. Take care.